Now, former President Kgalema Motlanthe says corruption is more damaging than any pandemic and that we need to be careful about who we empower. Motlanthe was speaking in Centurion today. His foundation visited the area where it distributed food parcels to some 700 families. Kgalema Motlanthe was there. He's back in the newsroom now, joins us live. So what did the former president say about the scourge of corruption in South Africa? We, of course, have seen a number of high-profile arrests, Kaya.
Well, that's right, Shahan. So the former president really was very categorical about this challenge, a very endemic challenge at that, in saying that the law enforcement agencies really should work hard in making sure that they tackle this particular problem. Like you've just said, we've seen quite a number of arrests where the law enforcement agencies have been working around the clock in making sure that they deal with cases of corruption. So, Shahan, in his own words, this is what former President Motlanthe had to say.
Corruption, I mean, it's you know, more ravaging than any pandemic. And so it's got to be eliminated. And you do that, you eliminate corruption by ensuring that your systems don't leave gray areas where, you know, and say you walk into an office, you want to apply for a driver's license, and your fate depends on the frontline desk person. If he doesn't like your face or he thinks your pocket is too fat, he can, decide whether you actually get the license or block the processes long enough to induce you to pay for the service. That shouldn't happen in good working systems. The frontline desk person should not have that kind of power.
So, Kyle, we know that the president will announce the economic recovery plan tomorrow. Did Kgalema Motlanthe say anything about social grants?
Well, that's right. So in essence, Shahan, he says that as much as we've rolled out the grant system to try and cushion the most vulnerable in our society, it's not a permanent solution. But he does understand the very role that the grants are playing in terms of alleviating the plight of the poor in our nation. But, for example, he was alluding that when the system was rolled out, you had about 2 million. But now that number has ballooned to about 18 million South Africans, really highlighting the role that the social grants are playing, but also sitting on the fence on the question or on the special grants that you have seen during the course of COVID-19. But this is what he said on that specific question.
So, social grants are important as a way of alleviating conditions of the poor, as you say, but in and of themselves, they are not a long-term solution. Look, we started off in this country when, recipients of social grants were about 2 million. Today, they are 18 million because